If you go to my playlist, I actually made a little video on how I clean stuff. So now I'll just set this out in order. Let's see, next was the seal and the bearing. And then coming up from the top, we had that, this, this, and this. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all this stuff, and I'll leave it in order. So I made a complete video on how to do this. I'm using Castrol Super Clean, and then basically just rinse it off in this paint tray like that. So go ahead and watch that video. I'm going to go down the line. Usually on anything that's rubber, I just use Simple Green, not the Castrol Super Clean. Anything that's metal, I use the Super Clean one. One thing to remember when you're cleaning is you may be cleaning this and then you forget which way it went. So take a note of that before you start cleaning and put it back the same way so it stays in order. So I actually have this one upside down. It should have been like this. If you accidentally bump stuff, you know that this cone went in here like this. It couldn't have gone in there like that because it's just rubber and the bearing doesn't run. So you know this goes like that. Same thing on here. The rubber side wouldn't be down on here. It would be this way. It would be like this because then it spins. So this cone, you want to inspect this surface right here for pitting. And that's why I'm getting on top of this maintenance, because if you do it before it's too late, usually this won't pit. What happens is you get dirt in there and it grinds a groove. I'm also going to check for pitting along here, right where the bearing rides. So this seal was sitting on there like this. If you look underneath, you can see the road grime right here. Sometimes Q-tips come in handy for cleaning in here. That's that road grime. That seal was actually doing a really good job keeping that out. So the bearing looks like this. Once you get it mainly wiped out, I'm going to clean it a little bit better. I probably could have got away without cleaning this, but I'll sleep better at night. So you know this is the cone here, and it has to go in the bearing like this. If you had it like that, like I said, it wouldn't work. I have 90% of the grease wiped off. Now I'm going to squirt it with Castrol Super Clean. And then I'm going to clean it with a toothbrush and rinse it with hot water. I'll just let this soak a little bit. Then I can clean it off with a toothbrush. I'll probably do this a couple times. I filled up this sprayer with hot water. Now I can rinse out this Castrol Super Clean with the hot water. So I usually do that about 3 times. At least. You can rinse off the tray in between the times that you do it. That way you get some fresh degreaser. So usually now I just take some compressed air, or you could just blow them out with your breath and let them sit overnight. But this works faster. That looks really good and clean. So now I just clean out the cups, top and bottom. Like I said, this grease is practically new. Those seals work a lot better than other stuff I've seen. So you can just take a rag, use a Q-tip, and get most of it out that way. Then I'll finish up with that Simple Green rag. I got 90% of it out with this Q-tip and this rag. Then I'll get my halfway dirty rag. Make sure you stick your fingernail in here like this because there's a sharp edge. Get that out. So 99% of it is out with the half gross rag. Now I just get this microfiber that's soaked in Simple Green, and this will be the final wipe. And then I'll inspect it, make sure I have everything clean. The bottom one's going to be a little more difficult because I'm going to have to get down here on the ground. Should be exactly like the top. That's a good sign. You can see how clean that grease is. So I'm going to clean all that out really well. Bottom was dirty, but all that dirt you see wasn't really where it matters. The grease was clean. All clean in here now. And I did inspect this surface for pitting. You can see it on the top here a little better. You want to inspect this surface right here. I have all these bicycle hubs that are in various states of disrepair. I save them to show people what pitting is. See that? That should be perfectly smooth. So it's smooth there. And then because the people didn't grease it, see how it's all eaten away? So that's what you're looking for. You don't want that. That's why you re-grease things before it's too late. It's been quite the battle to get this headset out. So I'm going to clean all this up before tomorrow. And then got those parts laid out like I showed you. And then over here, those bearings I cleaned. And this guy's ready to go. It's all clean. Goes on like that. So we did get the triple tree off. And it's interesting, if you look down in here, you can see a lot of those wires we're looking at. Here's the ignition switch. Here's that big wiring harness. And then a lot of the cables. Got your throttle cables running down, the display, and all this. So all of these wires, like I said before, they're connected to this.